Let us unpack this truth. This is because not a lot of people talk about it freely, but I want to let you know about a recent experience I had, and this can help you in one way or another if you're a nurse practitioner or getting ready to become one. And before I go too far, welcome. My name is Claudine. I am a nurse practitioner by profession, and in this channel, I talk about lifestyle, motivation, and blog, and I share my experiences and making sure that you can learn from one or two things that I see, that I experience, and hopefully this is one of them. Welcome. So, before we get too excited, let's say you just graduated your NP school and you are ready. You have seen that your first job that you want so bad and you've applied for it. And let's even back up a little bit. You just passed your boards. Yeah, that's a big deal. Passing your boards is a very big deal. And a lot of us get so excited. Yes, I remember when I passed my boards as a nurse, your information automatically transfers to your state that you did your boards to. So let's say, for example, I did my boards in Texas. After I passed my boards, a few days after that, it automatically reflects in the state board. That's not the same for NP. For NPs, you have to apply to that specific state because the exam we do is nationwide. So depending on if you do ANCC or if you do AANP, it's nationwide. So once you pass it, you have to go to your state board and apply for that. And that can take anywhere from a few days to weeks, depending on the state. One thing you have to remember is that when you're applying to that state, like you didn't pass your classes, they have to request for your transcripts to be sent to the state board that you're applying to. I'll use Texas again. I apply for Texas State Board. I have to request for my transcripts from the school that I graduated from to send that to them. And I also have to request for my licensure certificate to be sent to them before they can approve that. And as I mentioned, it can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. Yep. Once we are done with that, okay, now let's apply for that job. We apply for the job, we get an interview. So let's say you're lucky, you apply for your job and you get an interview within a few days. Yes, for you to get scheduled. And these are some of the things that I went through with my current job that I worked. So a couple of things you need to know. You'll talk to a recruiter, most likely. Yep. That's your first phone call. After that, depending on how they feel about you, they schedule you with somebody else. So I was scheduled with the CEO. So I talked to the recruiter and then next I talked to the CEO. After talking to the CEO for about 30 to 45 minutes, I got scheduled to talk to the medical director. That's my third phone call. Yes, medical director. After talking to the medical director, I got scheduled to go for a shadowing. That's something that's not common when you're applying as a nurse, as a registered nurse or as a licensed nurse. So these are four things already, right? And then after that, you get your job offer. Yes, you got your job offer and you're ready. You're ready to roll and get that job done. But wait, before you get too excited, that's just the first step. You get your job offer, you sign your contract, and then based on the availability, you are given a start date. Your start date, I was lucky I had only 3 weeks from the time I was offered the job to the time I was starting. Let me tell you, this start date can go up to 4 months. And I'm not tripping, I'm not exaggerating it either. This can extend up to 4 months. And if you're applying to the VA, this can go up to 6 months. Yes, that's how bad it is. So why am I telling you guys this thing? This is because you have to have your plans backed up. You have to have a plan backed up to the point that, okay, let's say you lose your job. What's your backup plan? As a nurse practitioner, it's not easy to just slide into a job. I remember when I once applied for a job as a nurse, as an LVN, I applied and even before I got to as an RN, even before I got to where I was going to from the interview, I got the phone call. Hey, we would like to offer you the job. When are you ready to start? You can start as soon as tomorrow. Once they get your drug work done, your drug screen done, your everything done. But this is not the same for nurse practitioners. And this goes the same for physician assistants or even medical doctors. From the time you are interviewed to the time you start your job can go anywhere from a few weeks to months. So that's why I always talk about having your plans together. And I previously did a video about not having one source of income as your main income. I don't know if I'm making sense. Not having one job as your main source of income. Always have your plans in place. And I'm telling you this from experience. October 1st, yes, October 1st, 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, by the time I'm recording this, me, along with some of my colleagues, were laid off. And I'm putting this in quotes because some of us chose not to move forward, while some of us wanted to move forward but did not get that opportunity. But even in that case, some of us realized that, you know what? Even with this going on, I'm going to take a sabbatical, I'm going to take a vacation, I'm going to take a mini retirement. And that's how I called it myself. I remember my daughter asking me, Mommy, why are you not going to work anymore? I used to go to work and she mastered my schedule. 2 weeks down, she realized this woman is not going anywhere anymore. And it's because I wasn't going to my full-time job, but I was still seeing my patients in a casual place. So when I tell you that, do not put your decks in one place. I mean it. And I'm talking out of experience. Because as a nurse practitioner, you're going to get a job offer soon or later. It doesn't matter how long it takes. But once you get that job offer, it can take you even a longer time before you get started. So make sure you have your plans together. You have a plan B, you have a vision and a mission. And because, you know what? Too blessed to be stressed. That's one thing that somebody told me today in church. So I'm just sharing this with you out of experience so you don't get caught abruptly. You don't get caught up not knowing what to do tomorrow or not knowing what to do in 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks while you're waiting for that credentialing to go through. If that's the case, what would you do at the point? What will you be doing while you wait for these things? And that's why I decided to bring this video. And guys, please consider subscribing. Turn on your notification bell. Let's continue learning because that's what this channel is for. I have been lazy for the last couple of weeks, but I'm back. I'm going to try and bring one video per week just so we can learn and we can continue blessing each other. Till next time, bye.